Her voice was hoarse, scraped raw by tears and silence. "I can't take it. I want Daddy." The words shattered the dust-stained stillness of my late brother's basement. I froze. My niece sat in the corner, her ankles chained to a pipe. The same girl I'd searched for these last 2 months. Missing posters, vigils, detectives muttering about dead ends. And all this time, she was here, in his house, my brother's house. Her wrists were bruised, her eyes hollowed by hunger and fear. When I reached for the chain around her neck, she flinched like a beaten animal. "Uncle," she whispered, "please don't tell him." Him. The word didn't mean my brother anymore, not the man I had buried last week under a rain-choked sky. It meant something darker. And for the first time, I realized death might have come too late for him. Grief had already been a parasite in me, gnawing day by day. But now it fused with something sharper, doubt. Had I misjudged him all these years? My brother, the golden child, the father, the husband, the one my parents always said I should learn from. The missing girl had been on every news channel. His daughter, his blood. And yet I found her here, chained like property in the basement he never let anyone enter. I remembered his words at the hospital before he died. "Take care of them. Promise me. Take care." He didn't say protect. He didn't say love. Just words sharp enough to be bent. I looked at my niece, trembling, unable to meet my eyes. And I understood. He had built his house on lies, his family on control, his daughter on chains. The betrayal didn't end with him. It lived on in every person who had looked away. His wife, his friends, maybe even my parents. I wanted to believe I was wrong, that someone else had done this, that my brother wasn't a monster rotting under the soil. But the evidence was iron around her ankles, and it was too late to unsee it. I didn't call the police, not yet. Instead, I started peeling the skin off the truth, piece by piece. Old phone records, bank withdrawals, receipts buried in drawers. He'd rented storage units in other counties, cash only. I visited them, alone, pretending I was just another man settling his brother's estate. What I found was worse than I imagined. Clothes too small for his daughter, photos, letters addressed to girls who didn't exist. Each discovery hollowed me further, but my face never changed. At work, at family gatherings, I wore calm like a mask. Inside, I burned. I studied my sister-in-law, the way she avoided my eyes, the way she drank too fast when his name came up, the way she told my niece, "Don't talk about Daddy, don't make trouble." Her complicity was carved in silence. So I waited. Every night I checked on the girl, brought food, unlocked the chain, promised safety. But she clung to the memory of him like a wound she couldn't stop touching. And that was when I understood the depth of his power. He didn't just bind her body, he had shackled her mind. The truth arrived in the form of a police report buried deep in archives. A runaway, 15 years ago, last seen near my brother's old house. Case closed without leads. But the girl's face stared at me from the faded photo, her eyes the same as the child in the basement. Not my niece, her mother's child, from before the marriage. A child hidden, erased, renamed. She was not the daughter of my brother. She was the secret he controlled with chains and silence. When I showed my sister-in-law the report, her face drained of life. "Please," she whispered, "you don't understand." I understood perfectly. "You knew," I said. Tears welled, but they didn't move me. She tried to speak, but the words curdled in her throat. I handed her the folder and walked away. She knew what was inside, and she knew what it meant. The confrontation wasn't with words, it was with choice. I delivered the folder to the authorities. Names, records, photos. Enough to exhume not just his crimes, but her silence. When the officers came, she broke, sobbing, begging. The neighbors watching as the perfect widow was taken in handcuffs. My niece, no, the girl, stood beside me, still trembling, still broken, but free. I didn't comfort her, not then. She needed air, not promises. I watched as the life they had built on lies collapsed in public. And for once, I didn't feel like the overlooked brother, the shadow in the family. I felt like the only one awake. The house is empty now. The basement smells of rust and dust, but the chain is gone. I sit in the silence, trying to remember the brother I thought I had. But every memory now feels staged, painted over rot. I tell myself he is gone, that the soil covers what he was. But the truth is uglier. He lives on in scars, in the girl's silence, in my sister-in-law's tears, in my own hands, which still feel the cold iron of that chain. There is no redemption here, no healing, only exposure, only clarity. He built his kingdom on control. I burned it down with truth. And now, when I remember his face, I feel nothing at all. Because monsters don't deserve memory.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.